Hello, everyone. I'm glad today to invite you to spend one day in the life of Tunisian woman, Dr. Sina Haj Amor. But let me introduce Dr. Sina Haj Amor. I'm a family doctor. I'm Tunisian, and I was born in a small town in the south and raised also in this small town. Then I moved to the capital to study medicine in the most prestigious university in Tunis, University of Medicine of Tunis. I'm also mother of two kids, 15 years old and 14 years old. I'm currently I'm head of health district in Carthage. So let's start our day. My day in Tunisia starts at 5 o'clock, at 5 a.m. My favorite activity is walking within my group of walk. My trail is like 10 to 12 kilometers, and it starts near the beach in the north suburb of Tunis, the capital, and ends up in the monuments of Carthage. So let me also talk a little bit about Tunisia and Carthage. During my trail, we through the road of the capital, we can see the architecture of Tunis, the white and blue color of houses, and the architecture of all the history of Tunisia. Tunisia, Republic of Tunisia. The capital is Tunis, as I said. Our official language is Arabic, but the majority of Tunisian, like more than 80%, speak French. It's our second language. We study at the university in French language, and it's also the language for business. Tunisian start to improve their skills in English. It's the third language now at school, and we start studying English at high school. 98% of Tunisians are Muslim, 1% Christian and Jewish. Where is located Tunisia? Tunisia is located in northern Africa. It's bordered by the Mediterranean Sea, Libya in the east, and Algeria to the west. It's not far from France. It's less than 2 hours to Paris, 2 hours flight, and 1 hour flight to Italy. So the location of Tunisia is very strategic. It's the link between Europe and Africa. That's what makes Tunisia conquered by many civilizations. The total area of Tunisia is 164,000 square kilometers. It's equal to the third of the surface of Montana state. It's 63,000 square mile. The population 12 million. It's equal to the population of New York City. So our population growth rate is almost 20%. Average size of our families is bigger than in the US. It's 4.5 members. Population by sex. We have more female than male. Let's talk about the architecture in the south because it's different from the north. We have this kind of houses in the mountain, the arid mountain, and it's the occasion to talk about the movie Star Wars. It was filmed in Tataouine in Tunis, in the south of Tunisia. Then we move to the history of Tunisia. We have a long history. It's 1,200 years before Christ. Alisa, she, the smart and pretty woman, queen of Carthage, flee his brother who killed her husband, and come to Tunisia to found Carthage in 814 until 146 before Christ. Then the Roman come until 648. They stay in Tunisia 800 years. After that, Arab world. Then Ottoman Empire in 1570. Tunisia was occupied by France in 1881 until the independence in 1965. Our first leader is Habib Bourguiba, our first president. After this trail, back home to take breakfast with my family. Our breakfast is made by olive oil. It's the most popular we consumed in breakfast, and we cook also with olive oil all our meals. You find in our breakfast also fresh fruit and dates. Tunisia is very famous for his dates, Deglet Noor, and the croissant who remind us French occupation. 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., back to Carthage, but not for work, but to work. I will introduce my team. I have 40 health workers in 3 public health centers. I'm managing 3 public health centers in Carthage. One of them is Carthage Birsa, like in the picture. Let me talk about my background, my studies. I graduated from medical school in 2004. It was like a dream. My grandmother, she wanted me to be a doctor when she was 70 and I was 10 years old. It was like something unbelievable. Who can guess she will survive until I graduated from medical school and take care of her until she died. Then I earned a master degree in family medicine in 2014, master degree in public health in 2018, and recently master degree in Alzheimer's diseases. Why I'm studying and I continue to study after my diploma from medical school, because we have many public health issues and every field needs specific skills. So I have to follow the trend of public health problems in Tunisia. That's why I choose the master degree of Alzheimer's diseases, because the population in Tunisia is aging and public health problems mainly are diseases of elderly people. I also had some training with Washington University online Introduction to Epidemiology, Leadership and Management in Health, Leadership in Mental Health, and I'm also a member in Wonka Advocacy Program in Primary Mental Health Care for Young Family Doctors. My work history. I started working in 2007. I was born, as I said, in a small town in the south of Tunisia. It's named Gebs. And my first job was also in Gebs, in the emergency department. I chose to start working in Gebs because all my souvenirs, and it's like the beginning of everything in my life. I worked as medical technician in the emergency department. Then I moved again to the capital and to work in primary public health center and promoted as head of health district since 2017. After that, I integrate the faculty of medicine. I'm family doctor's trainer, resident in. I'm training the resident in family medicine, and I'm also a member of research lab linked to the faculty of medicine. I have some publication, so I wear 3 hats: medical technician, manager, and researcher. Some of my activities, I'm teaching at the university. My medical students in my office in Tunisia. Here I'm also supervising my team, and we organize many awareness campaign in workplace and in the community. My achievements. I'm glad, it's a pleasure to share with you my achievements in the most important projects in my life, and I'm proud of this. I succeed to create a family, new family and I also succeeded to involve all the members. They consider the public health center like home. They participate to cleaning, they work with. My word is I'm managing my public health centers with love, because it's more than professional relationship. It's like family, real family. We are sharing food. We celebrate every event in our lives. I also, my public health centers become very attractive to residents in family medicine. Every 4 months, we receive more than 3 or 4 family medicine residents. Here, I want to show you the donor and a video about my achievement and the renovation of the public health.
تبعني نبني ودنيا زينة دنيا زينة تبعني نبني ودنيا زينة دنيا زينة دنيا تفن وكيف وعيشة فينا وعيشة شبنينا ومن دنيتهم فوقنا يزينا. تبعني نبني ودنيا حرة في اسمها نضوى وشمس وقمرة. تبعني نبني ودنيا حرة في اسمها نضوى وشمس وقمرة.
All the renovation was funded by the community. I advocate for the renovation and three businessmen who lived in Carthage in my health district. They give us financial support to renovate the center, and it become exemplar for the health workers and also for our patients. My other achievement is the transformation of this place to a vaccination center. It happened just 2 weeks before I came here, and I opened this center, and I worked in until 3 days before I came. So it was like this, and now after changement, it become a center of vaccination. We vaccinate 800 person per day. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about this vaccination center because it reminds me my participation in management of COVID-19 crisis in Tunisia. I volunteered since the beginning of the crisis. I started by making swabs, then managing confinement center, and the last activity is the vaccination center. I supervised this center before coming here, as I said. Okay, time for lunch. So it doesn't mean I have lunch every day because I don't have time to eat. The majority of time I eat snacks for the lunch. But I will talk a little bit about Tunisian cuisine. It's heavily based on olive oil, spices, tomatoes, seafood, and meat. Like Mediterranean cuisine, we have our most popular dish, couscous. This one with fish here. Brick also is very famous in Tunisia and very delicious. I invite you to come to Tunisia to taste our delicious cuisine and various cuisine also. I was involved in many projects and collaboration with national and international organizations in Tunisia. The most important steps in my life or projects was my involvement in development of life skills in the school environment to prevent addiction in the region of Tunis. This project lasts 3 years. We provide training for young at schools to prevent them from addiction and all risky behavior for health. It was very nice experience because I noted the change of behavior of this adolescent, and I was aware of the needs of this adolescent to improve their skills, their life skills like communication, management of stress, critical thinking, and they can't study this in curriculum. It's the only way to prevent them from risky behavior. Okay. In 2017, I also participate to project to strengthen the information system on the causes of death and development of the electronic medical death certificate. Since 2016, I was national coordinator of medical committee of elaboration of national health accounts. It's new field for me. It's health economy, and I learned a lot from this experience. In 2016, also I was technical committee. I was member of technical committee of the most important survey in Tunisia, Tunisian Health Examination Survey in collaboration with WHO. And since 2016 until now, I'm family doctor trainer. Challenges. In Tunisia, we have epidemiologic transition. What does it mean? It does mean we have transformation from non-communicable disease and from communicable diseases to non-communicable diseases. Since 2000, we had the problem of communicable diseases. We have they are more prevalent than non-communicable diseases, and after non-communicable diseases become the major cause of death, it represents 83% of rates of death, the causes of death. The aging of population also, with the increasing of life expectancy, 76.5 years. In the US, it's 78%. It's not far from our life expectancy. So with this problem of non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, health expenditure also is increasing, especially the out-of-pocket. It represents 37%. The majority of Tunisians have health insurance. It's mandatory with the government, but they pay 37% from their pocket. COVID-19 is it's a real problem today in Tunisia. We are in the fourth wave, and it's very, very devastating. We are in the top 10 rate of death all over the world. Why we can't manage this crisis? For many reasons. So yesterday we had like 9,000 cases per day with 134 deaths. It's not normal. We had all kinds of variant of COVID-19 because Tunisia is living three crises: political crisis, economic crisis, and health crisis. We can't support lockdown anymore. So our frontiers are open for everyone, and we can't survive if we lock down. But the price is very expensive in human how to say. We have many deaths also with among health workers. young nurses, young doctors, and it's sad. Come back to management of COVID-19 crisis. As I said, I participated to the management of a crisis as member of the Committee of Management in Tunis. I provided training session for health professionals in the public and private sector. I was volunteered to perform swabs, and I managed three confinement center, because at the beginning of the crisis, all people coming from foreign country, they spent the confinement in hotels or some places um, dedicated for this purpose. And we follow people, and we made swabs. Then I managed also containment center for COVID-19 positive cases, and it lasts 2 months. This experience is very important in my life because it's the first time I participate to manage such health crisis. It's unique, not only for me, but I guess for all doctors all over the world. It's the first severe crisis in the world. And I'm proud. I felt like I was very proud because I'm doctor and I can help people in this situation. I dedicated all my days for these patients. I made consultation, uh, psychological support, because it's not easy to be locked for 2 months and to be many of them, they had many issues in their families. One of my patients, um, his wife lost baby when he was locked. The other, one also of my patients lost her dad during the lockdown, and I was present to support them, and it was real pleasure for me because I wasn't only doctor. I was a manager, and I provided psychological support, and it was very enriching in my experience, in human experience, and in my career also. The main problem of our health system is we didn't update our health system, and we even it was like priority after independence, and our first leader made of education and health the main priority, and we had public health center everywhere in Tunisia. It's accessible economically and geographically. But now the public sector is decreasing, and the quality of services is not as good as it used to be. So we need reforms to face new health challenges and crises like COVID-19. Time for cafe. At 5, I every day I need my cafe, Tunisian cafe with aroma, and Tunisian sweets. Tunisian sweets reminds me our tradition, our celebration, and our weddings. I will share with you some picture of our traditional clothes. my mother with traditional clothes from my home city in the south, in the coast, because I was born in the south, but my home city is in the coast, Mahdia. My daughter with traditional clothes from the south, where I was born, and the traditional clothes, but modern in Missoula. Every town in Tunisia has their people wear traditional clothes specific to this region. So you can know from which town people come if you see their traditional clothes. We wear traditional clothes in all celebrations, in weddings, in holidays, in we have also National Day. Every region or every town has handicrafts. We have silver made, pottery, leather, and carpets. I have sometimes little bit of time to my volunteer work after in the afternoon. I spend 2 hours in volunteer work. I was member in association of elderly people in Gebes. I volunteered to provide consultation at home for old people who can't come to the public health center. I'm also Deputy Secretary General of Association of Palliative Care. We took care about people suffering from cancer or heart attacks or brain stroke. I'm also president of Tunisian American Alumni Network until 2021. I'm member of Global Family Doctor organization since 2018, and also member of Association of Family Medicine in my hometown. 6:30. It's time to come back, to go home, and I'm tired of this presentation, and I let my daughter help me to continue.
Hi everybody, my name is Emna, Sina's daughter. I'm 15 years old and in the 9th grade. I'm currently preparing for a national exam. I'm not supposed to talk about, but I can't avoid it anyway. Actually, when Mom told me about this presentation, I asked her to let me talk to you about her, so you understand I have to be polite and not say bad things about her. Well, that was a joke. To be honest, the first image that comes to my mind when I think of Mom is that of a compassionate soldier answering the call of duty whenever and whatever. Serving is the most important act for her, and she found the COVID pandemic the ideal situation to prove it. She helped in various areas and cities, and that meant for us a lot of sandwiches, but that's okay since we enjoyed it. She's always beside me, giving me advices, sometimes helping with my homework, also solving disputes between me and my brother. For the most important thing she taught me is perseverance. She never abandons her objectives, even thought they sometimes seem beyond her reach. She is a hard worker who never gives up, I guess. The other thing I learned from her is to be compassionate. I've seen her several times calling at night to inquire into her patients' health, especially those with Alzheimer's, and making us kind of interested, especially me. An event I will never forget is when a couple of students that just got their baccalaureate came to our home to tell her their gratitude for her help when a few years ago she worked with them within a life skills development program, and it was so emotional. To sum up, I would say mom is an angel, because angels don't have families since they look after everybody. I guess that's all. Thank you everybody for listening. Bye.
Time for dinner. My favorite plate meal is couscous with octopus, and it's time to share with my family all my activity during the day. We talk around this table. When I'm home, I feel satisfied because I participated to improve health system in Tunisia, I guess, but I have a lot to do. My goals is to be part of policy making in the healthcare system because I feel I can help more. My goal also is to improve health prevention and services in primary public health centers because primary healthcare it's not priority in Tunisia. They focus on third level of healthcare, university hospitals, beside of the importance of the role of primary healthcare centers. My tools is to develop and integrate health information system in all healthcare facilities in primary healthcare field. It's the only way to promote primary healthcare and to evaluate also the role and the impact of primary healthcare in Tunisia. And the main goal is to change the situation we are living with COVID-19. It's not the last pandemic, but we have to be prepared to the others in the future. I'm lucky to be selected in the Hubert Humphrey program. I will talk a little bit about this program. It's the most prestigious and selective program, exchange program with US embassy, not only in Tunisia, but in all over the world, because they 5,000 people apply for this program and they selected only 140 persons in all fields. I'm also lucky to be in Missoula for the English language training, and I'm surrounded by lovely people, wonderful people. My English language teacher and my community partner. I enjoy a lot my stay in Missoula and the Western lifestyle. I'm riding bicycle after like 20 years, and I'm hiking, kayaking, and experiencing all activity of Missoulian people. The group of Humphrey Fellows in Missoula. We are 14 from different countries, from Russia, from Latin America, from Pakistan, Tunisia, Bosnia, Ukraine, Bangladesh, and I'm also lucky to be with this wonderful group. What time is it now? I don't know. I can't know because I'm not sure I can sleep because I continue to receive calls from my patients, my colleagues, and I know my day start at 5, but I can't guess when it can end it. I feel like being a doctor, it's not a job. It's lifestyle. Thank you for listening. And if you want to learn more about Tunisia, I invite you to visit Tunisia and you will be received with open arms. If you want to learn more about me, there is my contact on Facebook and my email address. Thank you so much. Goodbye.